Hey TD Superheroes, my name is Alejandro Perez, your psychic, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at how to automate the naming based off of these variables that we created. There's probably more things that we can add right here, but I'm going to start off with this set here. The script right now ends up erroring out because I've renamed some of these things, so what I want to be able to do is like select a geometry. Let's switch it over to something else. And you can update that particular field. We'll set up the weights in another video, but basically you can actually like select the weights this way, and then you can get that into there. But for each one of the elements here, we can grab the appropriate item and be able to update it. But we want to, when we're running the code here, be able to use these values into our script. So let's take a look at setting that up really quick. So here are each one of the sections. We did this in a previous lesson where we were creating this UI for the selection. Then if we go down to the function right here, basically it's a set of row layouts that are based off of the type of thing that we're doing. So we are updating the object, so a piece of geometry, it's set up to object. If we just need to get a float value, like the X and Y position for the control, and then a string value, which is the character name, and then the file, which is the weight path. So each one of these basically takes in part, default value, and the type. So the type tells us which a condition we're going to follow. The default value is going to be what is in the field. So you can see the text is equal to whatever the default value is, and then part is just going to be used for the name, and it's also running the update function that takes the field here and updates it with whatever is selected in the scene. So when we look at the field, we're going to need to query the part and the field in there, so we can get those names back on top again here. So we do that, and then we would add underscore field for when we're trying to access it. Okay, so let's take a look at where we're going to want to access that. And part of it is going to be kind of automated. But here you can see the base head is based off of selection. So we could remove the selection part and say base head is equal to mc.text field, and then we need that string from the head, which is going to be base head, and put that here, and then underscore field. Then we want to say we want to query this value, so q equals true. And what do we want to query? The text value. So text is equal to true. So that will make that equal to the base head. So it should run and be able to set that up, and we don't need a selection. Clear scene. I'll need to revamp this whole thing, so I'll do this in a future video, probably, I don't know, soon. But let's take a look at anything that we are accessing. I know the eyes we're accessing. Eyes. So we have the geometry here. So what we can do is up here, actually where we're doing this, we can query the eyes. And we're going to need the left and the right. So we have left eye geo, is equal to, and then right eye geo is equal to, and it's basically going to be the same thing here, but we're going to need to update it with the correct field name for the eyes. So we have left eye, and then right eye is the same thing but with right. So left eye goes here, and then right eye goes here. Now if we go back down to where the eye is, and we can look at the variable name, it is lowercase l for left, I geo, and then the same thing but for the right. So let's copy left, and let's go to the eye. We can see that we're doing it here. And I'm going to, and this is the right eye, so let's do the left eye. Since I have that selected, I'm going to paste that, and actually it's a variable, so I don't need it in quotes. Paste and paste. I removed the cornea just to make things simple, so I'm going to remove these two lines. Then we need that here, and this here, and then we need to remove this line and this line. So let's make sure that we're not accessing the geo anymore, and we're not. I'm missing a quote here. There we go. So that looks good, I believe, now. And here we're going to do the same thing but for the right eye. So I'm going to rename this right, and then copy this new one. Can delete this eye, the cornea. Okay, then right eye and right eye, and delete the cornea sections because that doesn't exist anymore. Okay, and here we are actually doing this every time it goes into the eyes. So what I am wondering is there a way we can set this up as a condition? It's not going to break anything, so I'm going to leave it as it is right here, but it's doing more processes than we necessarily need. But that is okay for now. And then, so I think that's the only thing we were connecting here. Let's see the joints. Eventually I'll create a new set of joints, but I'm not going to show that in a video. I'm just going to get some values for the joints so that way you can get joint names, and we're basing it off of the structure here. Right now they're hard-coded. So rebuild skeleton here, we'll do the same thing with the parenting. We'll access the name. That's fine. Skin cluster, we should come up with a way to name this more procedurally. Actually, name equals name equals MC dot text field, and it's going to be base underscore head underscore field query equals true, text equals true. Okay, so we're going to make the value equal to that plus underscore skin cluster. Okay, so that way we have a procedural name that is assigning that based off of the naming that we have here. Let's find the skeleton window. So here, we're not getting any automatic names, that's fine. Default values, geoparts, attach geoparts. So here is an area where we're going to need to procedurally generate this. which is right underneath this section, which is kind of convenient. Let's expand this. Let's make our code a little bit bigger. There you go. So lower teeth. Yes. Actually, do we have them attached to fields? Let's look at the attached, using it as a string. But, oh, because we would be doing the offset. Connected geo is text field geo, so we're already doing that, but they shouldn't be, oh, they should be strings, never mind. Okay, so we're automatically connecting those things. And then we should have with the create controller somewhere, when we are doing this part, character name, we're basing it off of character name, and it's getting that already. And XY, it's getting those already. Okay, so we've connected everything, I believe. So in theory, this should work now. Select the head. Oh, actually, I don't need to select anything. I'll have to update this now, but I should be able to create the skeleton here. And then deselect everything and create the rig. 104. So over here, it's trying to get the selection. What we can feed it instead is the base head. 104. Right? That's where there is? Yeah. 104. There we go. Base head. And then let's find this. So here we're getting selection 0. We'll just say this is the base head, and then we're going to be connecting base head. There we go. Let's search for cell to make sure that there's nothing else trying to get a selection. I'm clearing the selection a few times. Okay, that's for the clear scene. Like I said, I'll work on that separately. Update field, that's fine. That's where we want a selection. That's weird. Select the base head and then clear the selection. I don't think we need that at all, because we're doing something and then stopping it right away. Okay, let's try the code now. Let's see, just all the text and joints, cool. So we can get rid of these, and then let's clear the history and run this. So we don't need anything selected. Create face joints, everything works. And then create rig. We do have an error. Cell on 329. I'm right in this section. Oh, I'm not clearing the selection. Sorry. I just broke that for us. And edit, delete all by type history. So we did need that. I thought we were clearing the selection, but we're creating a variable there that's completely different. So clear the selection, create face rig. There we go. That looks like everything's working. We'll see if it errors out if it attaches all the blend shades, but I don't think it will. Great. All right, so let's double check that everything is working. Let's just do this and be a little bit better. Looks like there's some deformation in the neck width that was distorted, and in the mouth a little bit, but we get all these default values working fine. It just might be that at some point I didn't reset some of these values, so it's getting a little bit weird movement. I'll take a look at that in between. So like if I were to freeze the transformations here, it would have an offset on the eyes. So that's kind of what's happening. At one point I didn't clear it correctly, but I have the head saved elsewhere, so I should be okay. Okay, so that is working for us. The rig is working. Let's make sure that the head and all the geometry moves. It does. The mouth moves. Oh, the weights. So we'll take a look at the weights for this, but if we just want to see it working really quick, we can import the weights maps based off of project. Oops, I imported in the wrong section. I want to go import from the deformer. And then weights, import, and now that should work. No, I thought I had a different file. I'm sure I did. File, import weights, it might be in a different folder. Yeah, it's in the scripts folder. So I got up a level, scripts, head weights. Nope. Well, I'll play around with that. It doesn't matter at this point, but everything is working to the point that we would expect. We need to add the joint rotation to the mouth in future video. We need to do the import skin weights, and then after that, I think all there is left is a little bit of cleanup, and we will be completely done with the face rig here, like a basic version. I'll update it and kind of show you guys also the potential of how you can get the most out of this, adding some extra advanced features and also a option to do things manually as well. All right, so we'll end it here. We'll see you guys in the next video.